my stream working? I don't know why I'm playing guitar right now. Just started live streaming. Hello, people. Welcome to today's live stream in high altitude investing. Today is Monday, 4/10, and it's 2017. And we are going to be going over some altcoins and answering some questions, as well as a couple little tips I have for you and some things that I'm watching. So yeah, again, welcome everybody. Come on, play something. Okay. Yeah, so there you guys go. There's some guitar. I'm gonna put it away. I can have my friend grab my hat for me. Will you go grab my hat? It's in the middle. Oh no. Thank you. Anyways, welcome everybody. Yeah, there we go. There's my screen. There's my screen. VIP in the house. Welcome. Let's see. So, something I am looking at right now is clams. Yes, I am looking at clams pretty heavy right now. It just did a very, very interesting thing, and I'll point out what that is. Do you see right here how there's let me zoom in here. Do you see right here how there's this is coinigy.com, by the way. If you don't know about it, it's pretty cool. I recommend it. Yeah, so there's this little area right here where there's all of this wicking, right? So the price is just going everywhere at this point, and there's tons of volume. This is generally referred to as some people call it blood, or there's lots of different terms, but it's basically just high volume dumping. A lot of people are getting into the market right here. And yes, I can take a look at ETH for you guys. Now the reason, I'm going to go ahead and drop the Discord link here. Sweet, live stream link. So this is, if you guys don't know, Discord is it's basically like a Skype 2.0. It's just like channels that you can talk about stuff. And here's my cryptocurrency or high altitude investing channel. And I highly recommend checking it out. You can just sign up on the website for it, and you can use it online. Or you can download the app on your phone, and you can just connect with all of these other traders. There's 43 online right now, people. And we're always just, talking about cryptocurrency. Here, I'll even do the hat trick for you. We're talking about cryptocurrency all the time. And literally all the time. It's pretty fun. So go ahead and hop on the Discord chat. I highly recommend it. And yeah. So let's look at this clams chart. This is pretty interesting to me. I think that we're going to see a pretty big bullish swing in this coin in the next little while. It's one that I've been kind of pointing out and mentioning. I actually the first time I ever traded clams was back here in, let's see, what day is it? Yeah, it was 2015, around the 11th month. And I was trading clams during this little pump here. I kind of made some money margin trading it when it pumped up right here. And, that was 2 years ago from now, almost. Only a few months from 2 years. And we are finally kind of coming into a bottom formation right here. finally kind of bottomed out. We've have a lot of volume. There's a bigger 1, 2, 3 bottom that has occurred. So let me go ahead and draw this for you. So I'm just using a triangle tool. Coinigy uses the same charting tools as TradingView does, only it connects it to like BitterX and all of these exchanges right here. Poloniex, BitterX, Bitfinex, you name it, it's basically on here. And so you can do a lot of trading on a lot of different exchanges just by connecting your exchange to this to this website, and then you can trade on here live. You can set buy orders, and you can, drag that buy order, so it's drag and drop buy and sells. So yeah, I highly recommend it. It's definitely can help increase your professionality and your success rate in trading. But yeah, this is basically what I would consider a big 1, 2, 3 bottom formation inside of clams. And it looks like we're having a turn on the upside. And so because of that, I'm looking for it to break above this 2 point. So basically in 1, 2, 3 bottom formation trading, you want it to break above the 2 point. So the 1 point is defined when the coin makes a new low, or just a low, a relative low. It can be a continuation pattern, meaning only in a certain given period of time it hit a new low. But this is actually an all-time low in this case. So it hit a new low, came up to test a high, and then came to retest that low and failed to break below that point. So if clams does indeed break above this 2 point, then I would see an even more bullish signal inside of this coin. And right now it's still looking very, very bullish. All of this increased volume. Volume, remember, is a huge indication of the price direction. So that's my coin for the week to be watching, as far as, because I'm going to be pointing out one that I think is looking really good to be watching for every week when I do my Monday evening live streams, because I do a live stream every Monday evening at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, so MST. Now, so yeah, that's basically what I'm looking for in clams, is it to break above this 2 point. Now, I will say that as far as entries go, you may see a small pullback into this area, causing for good entries. That would be 0.001129. All right, so if you guys do at high altitude investing in this chat right here, then I recommend doing that so that I can see that if you ask me a question. Welcome, Pygos. It's good to see you. Okay. So yeah, that's basically what I'm seeing in clams is a lot of increased volume and a potential turnaround in trend. But technically, in short term, it's trending up, but long term, this coin is still trending on the downside. So a lot of it really depends on whether it breaks that 2 point and, has a successful reversal in trend. Though this does look like a very nice reversal beginning, what I would see a lot of times when a coin turns around. A lot more volume than it's had in a long time. Well, more volume than it's ever had, actually, and it's also a lot cheaper than it's been relative to history. So it's pretty cheap compared to where it's been in the past. All right, you guys got another coin you want me to check out? Good app/software/advice strategy to keep monitoring so many coins. Great question. So first of all, I don't personally trade lots of coins unless it's in I have 2 Poloniex accounts. I have a day trading account in which I put Bitcoin in for during the day, and I'll trade in and out of coins and then pull it back out and have zero balance in there. And then I have another Poloniex account which I keep very small amounts in, because the majority of it is in hardware and software wallets, and I'm just holding long term. But that's my long term and then short term account. And so when I'm doing it, I try to keep things simple, but something as simple as like a Google document or even just a piece of paper writing down what coins you have positions on can be very, very beneficial for helping you understand. But if you have too many coins that you're watching, it can be very, very hard to manage if you've got a bunch of positions going on. I don't day trade more than 2 coins at a time, personally. Yes, I will look at Potcoin, Strat, and Bella for you guys. So, Pot, we'll start with Pot. So 420 is coming up, so there's a lot of speculation. I think that's what the price is kind of preparing for. So I kind of don't know if it's going to necessarily moon on 420 to say, but I think that the price is already kind of what's the word I'm looking for? It's pre-preparing the price for it. Usually people buy the rumor and sell the news. So in this case, it would be people buying on the speculation of it going up at 420, and I would honestly expect it to drop off on 420, but I could definitely be wrong on that. Though that's the way I'm seeing it right now. If we look back at what happened last 420, because history can be a good indication. Let's see what happened last 420. Yeah, no, it did terrible last 420. The day of 420, you see the coin pre-pumped, so people were buying on speculation of 420. 420 comes around right here, and the coin dumps off to where it broke out of. So what do I mean by broke out of? This little spot right here, where it broke out of its downtrend and began uptrending. It's called a breakout pattern. That's what I saw happen. Is it broke out in speculation of it going up on 420, and then when the actual news or the day came around, it dropped off. It could do that exact same thing. So my current thoughts on Potcoin are, yes, it is trending up right now, and it does look pretty bullish, of course, because it's a defined uptrend, but I do expect some resistance at some point and a small pullback, giving you better entry opportunities if you want to trade this trend. So, the goal is to buy in at a higher low. So if the market is making higher highs and higher lows and you buy in at a higher low, then it's safer to buy in at a higher low in an uptrending market than to buy in at a higher high in an uptrending market. There's less risk in holding that trade. Okay, what was the other one? Strat. So I'm going to go over to Strat. I think when I looked at this coin earlier today, I'm expecting a small pullback. Yeah. Yes, this is a very bullish chart pattern. It's trending up in general right now, but it's came into some short-term resistance, and I would expect somewhat of a pullback. But let's draw a Fibonacci here. So to draw Fibonacci, you come here on the left side. Again, this works on TradingView and Coinigy. You come on the left side here, the third box down, you click on it, right click on this tab here, or not right click, left click on that tab there that brings out these things. Click Fib Retracement. So I have a video on Fibonacci. It's one of my oldest videos, made back in 2016. And I talk about what Fibonacci is, but you want to click on the low point, so relative low, in a certain given time frame, and then click on a high point, so relative high, in that same certain time frame. And then sometimes I like to move it over and make sure my points are on here. I want to make sure it's touching as many places as you can. So this is touching right here, this is touching right here, and by touching I mean these wicks. See those little wicks on the candlesticks? It's touching those areas. Now it came into short-term resistance, and usually a coin like this will come for an equal pullback, well, a lot of times it will come for an equal pullback, but it looks like it already kind of did that back here. So in this case, it wouldn't surprise me if we caught leverage between here at 618 within the next little while and continued on its uptrend. But right now it does look like it's in for a pullback. But it is a bullish market, so it's trending up currently. Well, you know, in the longer time frame, if you go to like the shorter time frame, like if we go to 10-15 minutes, this is why time frames are very, very important, and it depends on what time frame you're trading, which one you want to really be paying attention to. As you can see, short term, in this little window of time, it's in a defined downtrend. But yeah. Okay, what was the other one? Bellacoin. Ooh. Okay. Bella. People always tease me. They're like, why do you go in the middle of your videos when you're looking at certain coins? I don't know. It's just what I do. So this coin is in a very clearly defined uptrend. This looks like a head and shoulders formation. So what I mean by that is this same formation happened in Ethereum, and I'll point that out here in a second. Basically, you have a shoulder here, a head right here, and then another shoulder right here. So yeah, let's look at that same pattern that occurred inside of Ethereum after I do this market analysis. Okay, so Bellacoin made a 1, 2, 3 bottom formation back here. So that's really what defined this. Well, really what would have been a pretty good buy signal by my trading rules as far as like, you know, longer term trades go. I do 1, 2, 3 bottoms for longer trades. So there's a 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. Oops, I don't know why I put that there. 1, and then here's the 2 point, and then here's the 3 point where it tried to go break below that low and failed. And it started breaking high after that, and then it made this V shape right here. Hold on, let me point this out. Where is this? So this is another uptrend signal I look for. When it hits it makes that V shape right there. Litecoin made the same formation. It's a very symmetrical move in a market, and it usually means bullish afterwards. So those were a couple things the market was pointing out before it, you know, started trending really high. And then when we saw this little trend right here, this would have been another signal as to that market going up, is that steady trending in the upward direction. All right, here's another one of those V signals that I talk about that can be a very good bullish signal. You know, a lot of times they pull back to an area, kind of make this shape where they'll make like an M shape. But that V shape is a pretty, oh, there's another one. It's fractaling that shape. It's fractaling that shape on the way up. You know, a lot of times they do that, but that's interesting. So yeah, this coin is trending up quite significantly right now. We did come into some short-term resistance, but I'm still seeing a bullish move in this coin. Let's look at the Fibonacci retracement here, bottom to top. Shout out to Pygos for that tip there, making the retracement from the bottom to the top and not from the top to the bottom. Okay, so it looks like it just landed on support right here. That 0.5 support at 0.00012701 Bitcoin. And it's fractaling that V shape again. Remember that V shape, that bullish signal? So I'm actually pretty bullish on this coin, and it's not a bad entry considering the fact that we've got red candles, just landed on support. You know, better entries, of course, would be from lower points because that's always the better entry, but you can't really argue that. You have to forward test the market. And as far as a forward test goes, it looks like we could be coming in for some pretty healthy entries right here. And that's still looking pretty bullish. Okay. What keyboards shortcuts? I actually don't really use shortcuts on my keyboard. The only things I use are like the arrows, and that's just if I'm testing an idea or back testing a market. So let's say I was back testing the concept of buying in RSI lows and selling in RSI highs. I could set a bigger time frame here, and then I just use these arrows to come over and, you know, I'm just using my arrows on the keyboard to zoom across the market so that I can forward test ideas. I would have bought right here, so that's an RSI low, and then I'd be selling right here. That's an RSI high. Be waiting for an entry point. Still no entry, still no entry. So it's basically the only real thing that I use my keyboard for when I'm trading on charts is to forward test or back test ideas or trading ideas in a market. Yeah, so that would have been an RSI entry depending on how what your personal trading plan rules are. But yeah, this is pretty interesting to me. It's a pretty interesting chart pattern, definitely. It's been trending up for a long time, clear back since 2016. It's been on a bull run. Again, it made that V shape right here. It's really, Bellacoin really likes that shape. That's interesting to me. That V shape can be a very, very bullish signal. I don't know if you noticed, but before Litecoin made its run, it made that same shape right there. So it's definitely one to be paying attention to look at that. All right. Oh yeah, I was going to show you guys what I meant by the head and shoulders on Ethereum, because I think it's pretty cool. Come on, Dallin. What are you doing here? Eth. Wow, that tricked me for a second. Steam/eth. What a troll name there. All right. Oops. Delete that. Okay, so where's that head and shoulders I was talking about in Ethereum? Well, it's back here. Back when I watched Ethereum run up the first time, it's something I noticed. It's not a perfect example of a head and shoulder formation. There's probably better ones out there, but it's one that is very, very easy to see still. You know, it's a pretty good head and shoulder formation here that Ethereum made. So yeah, that's what that head and shoulder formation is. Oops, come on. Right there. Yeah. And then interestingly enough, with Ethereum specifically, it did a reversal head and shoulders. So it did the exact same pattern upside down again afterwards. See this? If you can draw this. So it made an inverted, that's what I was looking for, an inverted head and shoulders formation after that first one. So that's kind of interesting, you know. Markets always do symmetry, and a lot of times they do reversals of the same pattern. And that's just one that I noticed in Ethereum. Oops, I think this would be a little bit more accurate if it's like that to the head and shoulders. Yeah, that's a little bit closer to what I was looking for there. But yeah, so that's a head and shoulders formation that occurred inside of Ethereum. Okay. Any questions and coins? Let me see. If you click under the pencil magnet, you don't need to keep clicking the trend tool. Ooh, cool. Under the pencil magnet. Stay in drawing mode. Is that what you're talking about? Oh, sweet. Yeah, that's cool. Good to know. Good to know. Thank you, Pygos. He's always got nice tips going on for for me. All right. Stay in drawing mode. Cool. C2, Ripple, and Peercoin. I'll check on those. Oh, by the way, this right here, if you guys don't calculate percentages, I highly recommend calculating percentages. In my opinion, percentages, thank you, Madio. In my opinion, percentages are the most effective way to keep a clear head on buys and entries and exits for your personal trading plan. Because if you calculate the percentage, it's a lot easier to see that than a pattern, because it's easy to get lost in time frames and sizes and patterns and candlesticks. So I recommend calculating percentage change because it won't lie to you. Alright, now C2 is another one that people wanted me to look at. I also think it's an excellent investment depending on your strategy. Right now isn't the best entry. Look for a red candle. But this looks like it's in a very nice defined uptrend. We've been kind of riding that 786 support. A lot of professionals look and aim to buy at 786. And I think that this could do very, very well in the next little while. This is one of the chart patterns that I look for personally when I'm going for a longer term trade, and by longer term I mean 1 to 2 months. This is usually my 1 to 2 month trade. I did the same trade with Potcoin, same trade with Vertcoin. Let's see, EMC squared, Curecoin, Folding Coin. A lot of those gave me this same exact chart pattern where you have a huge pump and then a dump, but it lands at that 786, so it lands at that important support. So it's not just a complete pump and dump, and then it generally starts a nice little trend on the upside here, and can cause for pretty good profits. Excuse me. So yeah, it's not a bad coin to be looking at. Yes, Coinigy does have two-factor authentication. Let's see. Purecoin, that was another one I was going to look at. I think last time I saw this chart, it was pretty good too. PPC, if I remember, that's a symbol. Is it the symbol though? I think that's a symbol. I'm trying to see if I'm in the right market here. PPC. How do I how do I see what market I'm in? I think the PPC has to be Purecoin. Snapchat stocks. Oh, speaking of which, if y'all want to add me on Snapchat, I'll put my QR code at the end of the video so you guys can add me on Snapchat. Okay, yeah, this is Purecoin. This is Purecoin. Oh, yeah, that looks pretty bullish. Look how many times it came to hit that resistance here. So we've came up 3 times to hit this resistance, and it's looking like that third time might be the time that, third time's a charm here, might break above that and make for a good trend in this coin. It's following a nice trend so far. It kind of reminds me of how XMR broke out the first time. There was all this weird oscillation that happened. I remember pointing it out in one of my altcoin and Bitcoin price overviews, which, speaking of which, check out my altcoin and Bitcoin price overviews. I uploaded those once a week for like over a year that I just only did those, and then I started doing these upload dailies and tutorials. But yeah, that type of heavy oscillation like this, where it's just channeling right here. Delete those ones, too many here. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, delete. Okay, so these ones right here, channeling. how it's channeling in this little area and it's oscillating. XMR did that same thing on its breakout the first time. Now I will say that XMR made a pullback after a nice pump, so it pumped up quite, like the same chart pattern in XMR right here, pumped up quite a bit, and then it kind of pulled back to this area here. But it may do that same thing, but I'm not sure. Though this does look like a pretty bullish market. Wait for a red candle, and wait for some red candles and an entry if you want to trade it. But this trend, in my opinion, is pretty safe to trade. But obviously you want to be looking for volume depending on what kind of capital you're working with, and you want to be looking for healthy and safe entries. So yeah, there's a lot of trending in the RSI. This point here, this point here, this point here, this point here. It's following along this area very, very nicely. And if it starts to break, below and start to trend in a different direction like that, then obviously the market would be trending down. But right now it's a bullish market. I did clams at the start, but I'll go ahead and look at it again because I want to point out this chart pattern, because if anybody didn't see it, I highly recommend looking at it, because this is what I look for when I'm looking for day trading entries, is very, very, very high volume dumping off. I'll show you what exactly I was pointing out. So yeah, this is a big 1, 2, 3 bottom. Looks to be a breakout pattern, and I'm looking for it to break the 2 point to confirm its trend long term. And short term, it's on a very nice uptrend. And we had this. This is cool. Okay, see all of this wicking right here? So much wicking right here that happened in clams. Look at all that volume and wicking. That's very rare to see that. Well, I wouldn't say rare, but you don't see that every day, basically. That's a very, very, very high volume, low volatility market during all of that area. So that's interesting to me. There was a pretty brutal battle going on between bullish players and bearish players in this market during this period of time. And it does look like a very bullish market for the next little while. I'd probably say that it goes up for a couple weeks at least from here. Now it could pull into some resistance, but this is looking bullish for me. Can you make some videos on different? Yes, I plan on making some videos on investment strategies, though I will say that the VIP chat lounge on my Discord chat is a great way for you to get to know how to do trading plans and stuff like risk management, though I will be going over the basics on my YouTube channel down the road. Yes, let's go ahead and look at Factum and then Made Safe, and we'll close this live stream with Bitcoin, the mothership, my favorite. Well, I don't have a favorite. They're all cool, really. And it's not really too good to get attached to coins, especially if you're day trading them. Do not get attached to the idea of a coin. It will screw you over real quick. That and news. Trading news and getting attached to coins, those two things, doing those two things alone will screw you over really quick. Okay. So on 5-minute candlesticks, we look like we came into some resistance the first time right here. This is well, actually 1, 2, 3. So this is looking pretty bullish. I wouldn't be surprised if we break above this resistance. We caught support here twice or 3 times. Yeah, we caught support here 3 times. There's some support caught right here, and this looks like a nice trend on the upside. Wouldn't surprise me if we swung up into the 0.00418 range, and it wouldn't surprise me one bit if within the next few days we pulled up into the 0.00468 range. A few days to a week. That wouldn't surprise me. Okay, now let's check out MadeSafe. All right, this looks like it's a pretty good entry signal. It's coming right back into, it's falling on support after hitting resistance. So support becomes resistance, or resistance becomes support, I mean. Oops. That's the only thing about keeping the drawing tool on. You might troll yourself on accident. Yeah, so it looks like it could come test this little area here, 0.0001666 or 16655 Bitcoin, and it would not surprise me one bit if we saw a nice push on the upside afterwards. This coin has a lot of volume, a lot of good development, and the chart pattern is looking pretty good, and the entry is looking pretty good too. So let's finish off with Bitcoin, a couple of questions, and then I'll show you guys my Snapchat, and we'll call it a day. Yeah, so Bitcoin is very, very bullish in my opinion, obviously, because we've been trending up for like years now. Ever since I got into Bitcoin, I started buying Bitcoin, $250. My first real Bitcoin purchase was about $180. I have a screenshot of that on my Coinbase. Now, we're still in a very, very bullish market, and I don't see it, especially, you know, if you're talking it all long term, I don't see it coming down. Like if you're talking, you know, a few months or whatever, maybe we've hit some short-term resistance here. What am I doing? I'm trying to find Bitfinex, BTFX. Come on, Dallin. I'll just go BTC, USD. All right, this is good enough. We'll go with the Poloniex chart, the Poloniex Bitcoin chart. Oh wow. Yeah, no, this is still looking bullish to me for the next little while. And Bitcoin is important because it affects the price of altcoins dramatically. So if you're trading altcoins and you're not watching the price of Bitcoin, it can really screw you over if you're not careful. Though I will say that you can't just rely completely on the price of Bitcoin to predict altcoin markets because they're not always correlated. Sometimes they can run up together. Okay, so that's cheese in Spanish. We came up into some short-term resistance here, maybe a small pullback, but I highly doubt I see this coin going down. I highly doubt I see Bitcoin going down until it hits around the $1,500 mark. That's what I have on my Twitter. I'm still standing by that, and I do expect it to hit 1,500, and then maybe we could have a nice run in alts, you know. Maybe we could have that Ethereum trend finally make a good reversal after it goes and hits 1,500. Bitcoin hits 1,500. Maybe we could see a nice uptrend in alts for a little while. But I'm still bullish on Bitcoin, and I still think that it's going to go up to around the 1,500 range. Okay, any specific questions? XRP dead or what? It's not dead until you can't use it. What do you mean by getting attached to a coin? Do not get, if you're trading a coin and you like the coin, it's okay to like coins, but you can't make your decisions based on liking it. You want to like your chart pattern and your trade plan. If you like your chart pattern and trade plan, you run a lot less risk than liking the coin itself, because I love Bitcoin and I love Ethereum, right? I like those coins. I really do. But I will say that Bitcoin's chart pattern looks like it's going to pull back a little bit right now. You know? And Ethereum's chart pattern looks like it's going to pull back for a ways, you know? So that's, you know, that's my opinions on the matter, but I do not trade. I try really hard. You know, it's hard not to, but I try really hard not to trade based on liking something. That's why you want a trade plan. You want to plan the trade and trade the plan. So you want to have a reason that you have an entry and a reason that you have an exit instead of just guesswork, because guesswork does not work. So, okay. Let's see. Any other questions? What coin is best to hold for in the near future? You know, probably like Bitcoin is the one that I recommend people to hold if you're just looking for a safe bet. Bitcoin is a very safe bet. If it sticks to its track record, you pretty much can't go wrong if you're willing to hold it for a little while. But look for good entries, buy in red candles at the lowest point you can. Yeah, so that's pretty much everything for today's live stream. I appreciate all of you guys for tuning in. Here's my Snapchat. I think that this should work if I just put my... Tell me if you guys can use this. Oops. I don't know if that's gonna work actually. Maybe. I'll just drop my username in the chat actually. That'll probably be better. Here's my username. Add me on Snapchat. I post charts sometimes and you can kind of see what my life is because I post a little bit of my life sometimes there. But yeah, go ahead and add me on Snapchat. Again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. The channel has been growing so much. We passed, 2,000 subscribers, and that's awesome. And I'm so glad for all of you guys' support and everybody in the Discord chat. I'll drop that link one more time. If you haven't joined Discord, again, it's free. You can go on the website, the Discord website, and use that if you like. I'll post my Snapchat on Twitter, though it is on Twitter too. So if you guys want to, it's already on Twitter one time, a couple posts back, but I'll post it again. And yeah, join the Discord, follow me on Twitter. Again, yes, I think that's pretty much everything. So thank you guys, and as always, stay profitable.